Welcome back. It's time for us to get into some more conversations. Of course, it's Breakfast Daily, and on social media, use the hashtag Breakfast Daily for us to hear what you're thinking. This morning, we're getting into some pretty serious conversations, and WhatsApp line is 0550585832. Now, over in Santeo, there's been some issues that have happened that are very disturbing. Over 40 houses, residents have been ejected from their homes. We have a report for you. Let's take a look at this report, and then we'll get into some conversations. Our guests are already in the studio, so let's look at this report.
The residents woke up to an unusual presence of policemen from the SWAT division of the Ghana Police Service on the orders of a private developer who is alleged to have secured a court order to reclaim his lands. According to residents, the policemen unlawfully gained access to their rooms and packed some items out and clamped their doors and gates with locks.
My tenant is staying in the house. When I was called that the door has been locked, they've thrown my tenant out, which is holding 3-month baby, and they've locked the place. So I came around to see that whether it's true. Yes, I found out that it's true. And I questioned them what happened. They told me they have won court case. Because of that, they are doing that. So I told them they should give me the court order. Nobody managed to give me any court order.
They say they woman they are because and then your first timer. Yeah, the last year so the same thing and they see ye. Into your slab and say the question they your son as I say I want to adwuma sam so a yenye bi na ye to ande kura ye nto into they say abrabo na mu edi amayen into your son na de kwaso no.
One of them spoke to me on condition of anonymity.
I have not been served, I have not been informed of any court issue. So why are they coming by this time? They should have informed me that too. This is what has happened. You know, for me to also organize myself and find out from my chief. But you've not told me anything, and you just came to tell me this morning, when I'm even bathing to go to work, that you have won a court case. So they should give me time to contact my chief. They said no way, that this is a writ of possession, and that is how it's being executed, so I should come out. My children were bathing to go to school. So I asked them to exercise patience. Whatever be the distance, they should give me time. They said no way. In fact, I have to struggle with them. That they should give me time, because you can't just come, I don't know you. If anything, I have to contact my chiefs. If there's any issue, then maybe I'll come with my chief to, settle the issue. But you can't just come, I don't know you from what shows that you are from court. They moved my wife out. They asked the children and the 2 ladies, they entered the room, started packing the things out. I said they can't do that. I struggled with them. So later I packed the things inside, and they moved the things out again and said I should move my car. My car's out. I said I can't do that. So they should give me the number, and they move out. So I followed them. When I followed them, not knowing they were still, some of them were, and the policeman was also inside. There was one with a camera, and one was sitting beside the gate. They opened the gate. So when I went out, they forcefully entered the room without my knowledge and locked the door and removed the key.
Some affected residents who spoke to City News on the development say they will protect their properties no matter what it takes.
But I acquired my land 2010 and I built my house. I suffered to build a house. Today somebody is coming to tell me, claiming ownership of the land. They are fortunate myself I wasn't around. Like I'm sure the police will gun me down. I'm telling the IGP, you should know how he will talk to his men.
Red paint writing on some buildings in the area had the inscription, "Court order possession taken," with a phone number attached. This was visible on about 30 buildings in the community. The residents fiercely opposed the move by SWAT with the support of the assembly member for the area.
Right, so that was a report filed by our colleague Fred Duho, of City TV and City FM. And of course, Fred joins us right here in the studio, and we also have the Assembly member, Santeo Electoral Area, Samuel Abre. Right, thank you very much, gentlemen. You're welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
Fred, this is quite disturbing. People having their bath and they're asked to leave. I mean, just that instance. What else can you tell us apart from what you've reported?
So far, I would report that calm has restored to the community. And basically, it took the intervention of the military actually yesterday to ensure that the people break the padlocks that were used by the SWAT team to regain access to their rooms and their property. So that was basically what happened. And I actually called the private developer in question because you can see there is a contact written on the building.
Yes.
So I called the number, and the man actually said he was leaving the police headquarters yesterday.
Okay.
And when he gets home, he will probably give me some details.
So the
that
developer
really
is the man who says he now owns the land?
Yes, the developer says he owns the land, and he wrote on the building indicating that they should vacate the place. But if we had gotten there earlier yesterday, when the calls started coming through the airport, with the team of SWAT men from the police division, and then the fact that they came with moving machines. So they were basically ready to demolish. That is the information I picked from residents.
Okay.
And then their resistance actually led to the fact that they have to retreat. And then probably if they would re-strategize and come back, that is a different thing we would have to talk about later. But essentially what convinced me in a way, this is a land issue. I mean, land disputes, especially when it has to be within the cities, you have to be careful how you even how you even tell the story. Yeah. So when I called the man yesterday, he was leaving the police headquarters. That actually gave me a sense of, that sort of conviction that indeed he was dealing with the police on this mission. Yeah. Because ordinarily we would have heard in several instances where land guards have gotten to places. We've heard of activities of land guards. They've gone here to terrorize people and stuff like this to reclaim their land. But the mere fact that I called him and he was with the police, that is another leg of this whole story that would have to probe further. But now I can say calm has restored to the community. And they are also going about their normal. You see, the military men, they also own properties in these areas.
Yeah.
So
they were also affected.
Yes, they were also affected. Yeah. So that was what really prompted them. When they got the call, they really dispatched these men to go there and find out what was happening.
No, but how did you hear about this?
It was a call that came through a friend that there was something happening over there.
So what I find interesting is that these two security services seem to be on opposite sides of this issue. I'm not sure what the official position of the police is. Do you have any indication of?
As it stands now, we've not received any official information from the police. But I can say that when you go to this new developing area, you would realize that the security men are also buying their private plots
so in
there
in this
and
case,
developing.
they are private people,
so
not
you have
military or security.
You will see a police officer owning a property there. You will see a military man owning a property there. So all of them are living in this community. Okay, and some of them they've built there and rented it out, and they are not living there themselves. So basically, if these kind of things happen, this man, he is probably convinced that he's gotten a court order to do whatever he's going to do. So he went there with a team of police officers from the police headquarters. That is the information I've gathered.
Right.
Okay, from the SWAT team actually.
Thank you, Fred. Now, Mr. Abre, what do you know about this situation? How did we get here?
Yeah. Let me say. That's 2020.
Yes.
No, that's October 2020. I was there one morning, and then I had a call that police officers from Accra region, together with bulldozers, some civilians, are in the community. In fact, that same place, demolishing people's building.
Right. No. So for purposes of this conversation, where exactly is Santeo?
Santeo is within Bunkatamanso municipality.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
but maybe the easiest way out would be through East Legon. You get to School Junction.
School Junction, yes.
Then you take your,
exactly.
You head north. Then you get to Santeo. It's just about some 10 minutes drive actually from East Legon.
Great. Okay. Yeah.
So I approached them and then requested to see. They said they are having a court order. So I requested from them to see the order. They said no, they won't give it to me.
Not even show it to you?
They will not even show it to me.
Okay.
So I managed to take a picture of it while they were holding it. So while they were doing the demolition, they broke one colonel's building. So the military came. So when they heard that the military were coming, they started running away together with the police officers.
So the police also ran?
Yes.
And they have a court order?
I'm telling you, so the military have to go and cross them at Santeo gate. Stop them. And then the police told us that they are coming from Manjo police station. Only for us to get to Manjo police station, they said no, they are not coming from Manjo, that they are coming from region. And we do the follow-up to the region, and the story turned out to be a different, like, you are not, the police officers are even not, you can't find them. They are nowhere to be found.
Wow.
So they are not policemen stationed there, or they are not policemen at all?
They are policemen.
But we don't know their station.
At that point, they don't want to even identify themselves anymore.
Okay.
So it's like, what is going on? So we do a follow-up to the court that he is claiming he got the judgment from. And to our surprise, that was 2020. They said there was nothing like that. Okay. I tried reaching the same man on phone that, okay, even if you said you own the land.
The developer, you know his name?
Yes.
What's his name?
Nana Owusu Ochre.
Okay.
So I tried reaching him. Even if you said you own the land, let's come together and settle down. Let's find out who sold the land to you. Then we find out who sold it again to these individuals. Then we can all sit down and come to agreement and then resolve this issue. They said no.
That sounds very suspicious.
They said no. Then when I told them that, okay, I want to meet with the whole community. Come. Let's have a meeting with them. He said no, they should come to his office individually.
Wow.
Okay.
So I started suspecting something here. Then I stopped calling him. Then, before he coming in, the same land, one classic engineers came claiming the same land to be his. Took a lot of money from people. Then, by the close of the day, left the scene. And another developer came, took a lot of money from people. So he is the fourth developer.
Oh, so this Nana Ochre is the
fourth
person
coming in
to claim the same
the same land. And when you go to lands to do a search, the land is in the name of Tienyamede, which is Bisina family. They are the custodian of Santeo land.
Have you contacted them?
Yes. And so this morning, they said they are going to court to file a case against the so-called the Nana Ochre.
Okay, so this happened in 2020.
Yes.
Now, what happened again for us to experience what we experienced yesterday?
We have no idea, only for us to hear yesterday that they are in the community with armed policemen, bulldozers to come in. In fact, the person that called me, I got the call 5:00 a.m.
Okay.
That there is information that Ochre is coming to the area. So I make a call through to the community and I told them, everybody should get out and let's be security conscious here because we don't know who he's bringing.
Okay.
So let's find out who are the people coming in.
So they came in at 5 a.m.
Exactly 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
Yes, in the morning.
Okay. So what happened after that?
So when they came with the machines and they realized that the community
was alert.
Was alert and so aggressive to do anything. And probably they will be attacking them together with the policemen.
Yeah.
So they came out with a new strategy that, okay, if that is the case, let us not go in with the bulldozer, but rather let's start locking the doors, the houses, with padlocks. So that's how they started ejecting people from their rooms. They enter your house, madam, come out with your children, pick something that you want to take. Go, then they lock the door. They will lock it and take your key from you and come and lock the main gate with another padlock and then move to another house.
And these are policemen doing this?
Yes.
Do you know the number of how many
There were about 14 armed policemen.
Okay, and they came in with Nana Ochre?
Yeah, they came with it.
Did you have any conversation with him?
Yes.
What was that?
So when I got to the scene, I approached Nana Ochre and I said, I would like you to stop this. Even if it's a court order coming from the court.
Yes.
you've not been, no one is being served with any letter from the court.
Did he show you something? At
So
least?
can I see the order? Then they brought the same document they were holding 2020. I saw something similar like that. So, okay, let me have a copy of it. So quickly we can do a follow-up. And then they said, no, I should go to the court and get it. And I said, how?
That's not how it's done.
You are in the community.
That's not how it's done.
Ejecting people from their homes. And then we need a copy of the document you are holding that you claim is coming from a court. And you don't want to give it to. Even if you not give it to individual, I being assembly member, you should give it to me. So that we know the way forward. They said, no, they won't give it to me. So I approached Nana Ochre and said, Nana, I'm begging you.
Is he a chief or the Nana?
No. It's just a name. I said, Nana, I'm begging you. Please, let's resolve this issue by sitting down with the community. Then he said, why did I even in the first place say we should resolve it without ejecting the people? So he was even asking the police to arrest me. That meaning I am stopping the court from doing their work. And I said,
justice.
Exactly. I said, no, that is not the case here. The case here, what I'm trying to say, let's resolve this issue amicably. You cannot just walk into a whole community and then start moving out people from their homes, all in the name that I own the land.
So at what point did the military come in?
So the military, in fact, I made a call because they own a property. In the area, I think they are more over there. So I made a call to one of them, and then he asked his boys to come in, and then they came. So
what happened when the military?
So before the military came, the police and the Nana Ochre, it got to a point Nana Ochre have to run away.
Why?
I don't know. He has to run away, and the police have to assist him to run away.
Was the community becoming aggressive on him?
Yeah, the community, yes, because they realized that, because for the police, they are there to protect. But at least the police should also listen to the community.
Of course.
That is your duty. You don't come and then support. But here lies the case. The police are not even ready to listen to the community. And it's like they have come with a plan that whatever Nana Ochre is saying, that is what is going to happen. Or that is what we are going to do. So it got to a point the community starts agitating and it's like, Choboy, hey, let's do this. So Nana Ochre realized that, no, there's going to be an attack on him. Then before I get there, I called the local police, which is the district police commander and the division, that this is what is happening. So I want them to come so that we look at it, because I don't know where the policemen are coming from. So they also came.
Okay.
So there was no clash between the military and the police?
No, there was no clash.
When the military came, they had left.
They have left.
Now, interacting with the residents.
Yes.
Okay. What did they say? Where did they buy the lands from? Did they show you documents to
Yes,
say that this is ours?
Some even have building permits. Some have land titles. This whole thing is like let me put it. You said you've gotten a judgment. Definitely you have to take someone to court before getting the judgment. Now you have mentioned a chief's name who is now very old, who cannot even speak now. Now the son is now the regent, who is the former regional minister of Greater Accra, Nilaye Afote Agbo.
Okay.
So we spoke to him. Immediately I called him through.
Okay.
And then I said, Honorable, this is what is happening. And he said, in his father's regime as a king, his father has never been served any notice from Nana Ochre.
Do you know Nana Ochre in the community? I mean, apart from this issue, do you know him from anywhere?
No. I
so
don't
where
know
did he come from?
Nobody knows where he comes from. 2020, when he came, I demanded from them a site plan of the area, his land that he's claiming of. When he brought the site plan, you realize that where he's even fighting for does not even fall within his site plan. And he made his surveyors told us in the community that is a mistake.
Mistake with what?
With the site plan they are holding is the mistake that they fall into where they
are claiming. So if I understand correctly, they are not supposed to be claiming the land they are claiming.
Exactly.
Or there was a mistake with the site plan, so they did not capture this land.
They are not to claim where they are claiming. And then they went and show us where the land starts from. Those surveyors.
Okay.
So was he able to tell you when he bought the land?
According to him, somewhere late 90s. That was what he's saying, that he paid 40-something billion or so to the Katamanso chief.
Okay.
Now
who's Nilai's father?
Yes.
Okay.
And now the man is also saying he have never received a dime from this same person.
So what next?
So what happened is you go to court and then the defendant is not coming to court because he have no business with you. So basically the court says, okay, since the defendant is not coming, they rule in favor of you. And you don't even serve the defendant in the first place. Because when we spoke to Nilai Afutiagbo, he said, even yesterday, Nilai was even commanding the police that they should first arrest Nana Ochri so that he produced the document. Because in the first place, Nilai Afutiagbo is a resident of Katamanso.
Yeah.
And you claim you bought the land from Katamanso people.
Yes.
And Santeo is not Katamanso.
Okay.
Santeo is Nungwa, under Nungwa.
Wow.
Okay.
Santeo land is under Nungwa, not Katamanso.
Okay.
So how do you pay such amount to Katamanso people and not Santeo people? Or the Nungwa people?
So this is where we are.
Yes.
There seemed to be some confusion.
Exactly.
Because Nanoche says that this land is mine, and from your checks and everything that you have also gathered, it does not belong to him. In fact, he has no business, according to what you are saying, in that area, in that space at all. Yeah. Now your residents are also at risk, because if anything, if you had not intervened yesterday, I'm sure people would have turned chaotic. What are you going to do? What is going to happen now from your end, from Honorable Nilai Afutiagbo's end? What is going to happen now?
Yeah, so we are going to have a stakeholders meeting, and then
with who and who and who?
With the community, together with the Nilai Afutiagbo, and then I spoke to my municipal chief executive as well. So we are also going to do a follow-up through the land court to find out the genuinity of the case, and then also we will also now go ahead and make official complaint and then take it on, because this is the third time he is coming.
Yeah.
This is the third time Nana Ochre is coming in, so nobody knows when he will be coming again, and the time he will be coming. Because similar thing happened recently at in Saom area when people invaded the community at night, demolished buildings.
Yeah.
So,
so Fred, talking to the people, being in the community, what did you sense in terms of the mood in the area? Was it that of fear? Was it anger? Was it confusion? What was it?
One man by name Yakubu, he said he will protect his property no matter what it takes, because he acquired it in 2010 with his toil and everything. He won't sit down for anyone to just come and then lay claim to. So he's going to protect it. And he yesterday was so angry, and he was like, if he had met the police, either they would have gunned him down or something else would have happened. So in effect, the people are ready to protect whatever they have as it stands now. But essentially, well, I have not lived there. I don't know much about these land issues, but I can basically talk about the development in the community. When you talk of personal development, you realize Access Road is a problem. The community,
it's a new area.
It's a new area, actually. And the land, road to these mansions. When you see buildings there, yesterday I was asking the guy I was with, I'm like, is this part of Accra? Because when you talk of Accra, actually, this is Accra for us.
Yeah.
Then you notice where the is terrible. Yeah. And with these rains coming in, it's a if you are there and you have fire in your home, it will be difficult for the ambulance service to attend to you.
The fire service to come in.
The fire service to attend to you. So, it's quite critical. The community, the people need some form of protection. Yeah. Then there is a need for police station in such areas, new developing areas like this. I mean, those kind of services need to be available at all times. Assuming we had a police station in this community, that is the first point of call for these people. Okay, so I mean, these kind of things need to be put in place from time to time.
Right.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel Abri, for joining us. And Fred, thank you very much for the report and then the update you brought us as well. I think it's important for our systems to work. I think it's important for the security services to be on top of the issues that are going on here. No person should be able to take the law into their own hands and literally misbehave, as it were, because even if he did really have a genuine court order, I mean, the procedure is not bulldozers.
You can't
it's
just
to come and bulldoze. You know, you can't do
out.
that. You know, so you have not served the people. You've not told them that you've won a court case and showed them proof of the judgment that has been. None of that, and you just come and you even when they even ask you for proof, you are saying no, you won't show.
Now the funny thing is, you came with policemen, so if you think you are in the right, why are you running?
Why are you running away? I don't understand that.
But
right?
Mr. Abre, like you rightly said, there's going to be a meeting. You know, I think that you have to take this seriously, right? Because like you said, you don't know when next. This come there over and over and over again. Next time, you might not even get a call. By the time you get there, the whole place is demolished. So I think now that there's a bit of calm, we don't take it as now things are back to normalcy. So we just leave things. Please take this up and, I mean, pursue it to the final conclusion. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Breakfast Daily will continue. All right, welcome back. It's time for us to delve into some more conversations. But don't forget that the hashtag is Breakfast Daily on all social media platforms. If you want to WhatsApp the show, kindly do so with 0550-585832. Now, our colleague Duke Mensah Opoku has joined us in the studio, and we're going to delve further into some conversation. Duke, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Well, good to be here. Not
Fantastic.
so much of a good night. Chelsea lost by 4-2.
Who does it worry, though?
Me, I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay,
so.
yeah. Well,
But you were
fine.
expecting something different?
Well, like I said, not all blue is blue.
I expect you to manage your disappointment better. we saw it coming.
Act against Arsenal without a Thomas Partey. Really? No, yesterday.
And then what happened? Because between Arsenal and Manchester United and Chelsea, I'll go for Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, you're entitled.
But you look good this morning. You look like an honorable member.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so maybe we can talk about Santeo a little bit. You know,
yes.
if you wear their rep or something, I mean, it will fit you.
Yes.
But anyway, so Duke, I mean, can police people just go into a community, start getting people out of their homes and locking up without any notification?
So I'll say three main things about this. Number one, we make some certain basic mistakes when we are buying land. Okay. And I'm sure I would have made those same mistakes if not for my interaction with the law of immovable property just ended semester. In land law, there are grades of ownerships of land. So there is the allodial title owner. There is the usufructuary title owner. Then there are people who have the what do you call it? Who hold customary titles. There are those who hold customary tenancies on the land and building customary building permits and all of those things.
Now you're being
when you are buying land, when you are buying land, this is free pro bono legal advice. When you are buying land, ensure you know who you are buying the land from. Are you buying it from the allodial title owner? Are you buying it from a usufructuary owner who has?
Who is that?
A usufructuary owner. Now I will take people to.
Yes, let's go there.
Let's get it. Yes.
So there are two main. So the allodial title owner is the one who owns. He has the highest possible interest in land. That's the allodial title owner.
Okay.
The one that comes after that is the usufructuary title owner.
Okay, so in plain language, you know, so the allodial could be maybe the chief.
The chief. Most of the time,
is the chief.
Allodial title is vested in chiefs, estuls, but it can also be vested in individuals.
Okay.
Yes, it can also be invested in individuals. Yes. So you need to find out who you are buying the land from.
Okay.
If it's from the allodial title owner who is reducing part of his possession to you, you know that yes, you have that. You are done. If you are buying it from a usufructuary owner who is exercising his inherent right in the land, that's also safe because that person is a descendant of that stool or that family. So he has the inherent right or inherent title to that land. So he has legal title. Yes. Or someone or an indigent who is expressing his express, permission to use the land. That's also there. You need to find out. Don't go and buy land from somebody who has taken the land on lease for a number of years.
Because when the lease runs
when the lease expires, reversionary interest, it goes back to the allodial title owner. So if you have money and Santeo land is very expensive, because for about 3 months after my national service, I lived in East Legon Hills, where they call East Legon Hills, which is essentially
Otherwise known as
Santeo, yes.
Yeah.
And if you see the kind of houses there.
Yeah, Fred was telling us.
Yes, the kind of houses there. The only problem is bad roads. And I hope they get it fixed. It will be one wonderful place if they get fixed their roads. The kind of houses in those places. And it will not cost you less than 50,000 cedis to buy land from that place. So if you have almost 50,000 cedis to buy land there, spend a few thousands to get proper legal advice, documentation before you buy such land. All the whatever is going on, the court documents, land title, court order, and the rest. Those who have proper documentation, land title to the land, they can stake a claim. They can also sue.
No, I agree.
Yes. So that's one. Number two.
Yes.
Number two. It is very disgraceful what the police did.
Okay.
If
Why?
it is established.
Okay.
If it's established that indeed those people were SWAT people and they were sanctioned by higher ups to go there, the IGP should investigate that.
Okay.
Because even if you are going to execute a court order, you don't go and execute it in the manner in which it was done.
Okay.
Usually, you would meet the stakeholders, have a conversation with them, and come to an end, because the law is supposed to ensure order, not chaos, like what we witnessed there. So the IGP should look into that. Thirdly, I think the police should give the people there some form of protection.
Okay.
And the assemblyman should ensure that, the district assembly should ensure that. And then finally, there should be a resolution to this matter. Whether Santeo, whether it's the people of Ponkatamans who are the allodial title owners of that, or it is the people of Nungwa, because there is a standing, order from, or let me say standing order, or there's a judgment by Sophia Kufu, CJ, as she was then, in relation, because what happened was that in relation to land cases, Professor Tuguba and others, they conducted some research and did a mapping of Accra. And when they finished, they took the judgments in court as against the land and then the mappings. There were so many judgments crossing each other. So this court A has given this, it will come and cross Nungwa. This one has done this, because there was a lack of requisite technical knowledge. The court was just using legal knowledge without the technical surveyorship or the survey language doing that. So Sophia Kufu CJ in that judgment instructed that before a court gives a judgment concerning land, there should be a collaboration with the Lands Commission, and the judge should have that technical understanding and technical component before he gives legal advice, or before they give a judgment concerning land. We should go back and look into that. And I think if the stakeholders have their mind to that judgment by Sophia Kufu CJ and get the presiding judge to apply that, there wouldn't be an issue in relation to whatever is there. But it's shameful that if indeed it's established to be true that the police were involved, the IGP should investigate that, and they should give the people of Santeo 24-hour protection until this issue is resolved.
So for me, I am happy with your submission, because if the land doesn't belong to you and you did not do your due diligence in trying to take back your land, you don't create more problems. So for me, the way that is being handled is what I think needs to be looked at. Because fine, if the land is for you, the land is for you, but you also have to go through the right and appropriate channels.
Later tonight, by the way, so those of you who watch City TV in the evenings, do watch A Question of Law, because we discuss land issues, and I like the word allodial title owner, because we discussed that as well tonight.
Council.
Right.
Yeah. Right, so we are going to Kumasi. There's an unfortunate development on the campuses of KNUST, because some students have to defer. 6,000 of them have to defer because they could not pay their fees, and it looks like a whole year group, because 6,000 is very unfortunate. Now, we have our Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Edward Opon-Marfo, in KNUST, and he joins us. Thank you very much for your time, Edward.
Thank you very much, Frema.
So tell us what is currently happening on the campus of KNUST.
Well, on the campus, it appears normal academic work is going on smoothly. But when you get to talk to some people, particularly those who have been affected by this policy, well, they are very much disturbed. They don't know what to do. There are some that I spoke to earlier, and they were attending lectures, just hoping, just having the hope that maybe they can work around things and this decision will be reversed. So for them, they are just in a dilemma. That's how their situation is at the moment.
Right.
Wow.
So what are they going to be doing now? Or they've just accepted their fate, going to look for the money and come back to school next year?
So yesterday, I went to the office of the Dean of Students, and when you get to that area, that's where most of the students who were having issues, particularly those who had received messages that they have been deferred, they went to the Dean of Students office. Some of them were trying to justify as to why they have not been able to make that payment. And you see where the continuing students, for first years, for that's undergraduate and postgraduate, they are supposed to pay 100% of their school fees. But if you are an undergraduate student, according to the university, undergraduates are supposed to pay at least 70% of the school fees. And for postgraduate students, they are supposed to pay 60%. And so some people were telling me, even one student I spoke to, he said he has paid up to 67%, and he has not been able to add that 3% to make it 70%, and he has received a message that he has been deferred. So that is the issue. There are a number of them. Some were saying they've paid more than 50%, and so they wanted the university to come up with ways. And another thing too was that some said they had applied for bursaries, and the bursaries have not reflected, and so the school should give them some time. And people were rushing to the offices of the department heads and the Dean of Students offices just to ensure that they do whatever they can so that the decision can be reversed. So that's it. So most of the people affected, it's just an issue of devastation. They are very much disturbed. They just don't know what to do next. Some have been calling family members. Some have been trying all that they can. But yesterday, I spoke to the University Relations Officer of KNUST, Dr. Daniel Norris-Bequin, and he was telling me that so far, if indeed you are deferred, and according to me, there's a little over 6,000 people who have been deferred so far. So the number of students, that's after deferring about after deferring over 6,000 people, it says according to him, it's just about 85,000 students who are active. That's according to him, about 85 active students now. And so he's saying that with those who have been deferred, if you have paid even 67%, everything is just not valid next year. So next year you have to pay the full school fees, and you have to also pay for your hostel fees and all that. So that's the situation. But students, most of the people we spoke to are talking about what the student leadership is doing. And they are asking the SRC to come up with ways of addressing the issue. And I've been joined by the SRC president of KNUST, Ms. Michael Abua. Yesterday when I spoke to him, he said they were having some engagements with the university authorities. And so we're here to talk to him about what specifically they are doing. The last time I spoke to him, he told me they had some interventions. They were coming up with ways of supporting the students. But now that the deferment and all those things have started, what specifically is the SRC doing?
Yes, the SRC has been doing a series of engagements, even right before the semester, where there were decisions and decisions geared towards making sure that these students who are being deferred as at the moment, we're not going to write the semester. And that is why the SRC had to come in with an extension. We also had to come in to appeal to make sure that these students were able to write the semester. What we are facing at the moment is that the 6,000 students who are part of this deferment process, about 2,380 students are on KNUST, bursary, KBN bursary, which are bursaries that are being given out by the SRC. And so these students are part of them. And so what we were able to do during yesterday's negotiation was to, one, make sure that there was an avenue where these people of the 2,380 students who are on the scholarship, when the monies reflect in their portal, their situations reverted back as student status. Secondly, there are even people right after the extension that we pleaded after the 24th of March, that these people paid right after, immediately after the deadline, of which these people are part of the 6,000. And so now we are pleading that these people are also brought back as student status. Secondly, thirdly, what we are also looking at is, as at the time that the message went out, we had a series of people call me, go to the bank and pay. And so we have counting. Even as I speak to you at the moment, people are making arrangements to go and pay. What decision applies to these people? And that's what we're able to negotiate for. Make sure that these people, when they pay up to the threshold of 70% or more, they are brought back into the system. The whole as a police officer of the SRC stated that they need to go through a series of processes when they pay. One, send their receipts to the dean of students, they rectify, they bring them back to student status. We went again that very evening for another appeal to say that process was a very long process. Because if a student is staying somewhere off campus, who is a very needy student, who by chance gets money to pay, he needs to take car, come to the dean of students office to rectify all those things. We are speaking about 6,000 students. Should 3,000 even pay and call for rectification, it means that the dean of students office is going to be crowded. So one thing that we're able to do is that immediately you pay at the bank, so far the school has that to hit its account, it's automatically reverted. That's what we've been able to do at the moment. We are looking for the KNUST bursary for about 2,380 students to hit their account from today to Monday, get their situation reverted. Also, today we've been able to give out 50,000 from the S, apart from these bursaries, to make sure that he spoke about 67%, someone paying 67%. The person in that particular situation will have the SRC support 3% to reach the threshold. Those are situations that we're looking at. Yesterday, we had a conversation where there were one or two people that came in the air to say sincerely they've used their money for businesses. You see, the situation is to negotiate and open avenues for these people to get back in the system when they pay. And also, it's very important that we do not dilute the conversation so that the very needy students that are also looking out for philanthropists to come and help will also come in to help and ignore conversation that may dilute the whole situation.
Edward.
And so, yeah, hello, David.
Yeah. So, just please ask him. So, with all the adjustments that have been made between yesterday and today, of course, the news portals are all carrying 6,000 students have been deferred. How many students are still in deferment?
For now, the figure still stands at that over 6,000. It has not reflected yet as we speak. And so that's the situation. And so, are you working based on the conversation that you have or you had with the university management? Have you been able to come to a resolution of a sort so that you get to know that these are the number of students who have been deferred?
So what you are looking up to is that I spoke about the KNUST budget and KBN hitting the account, the 50,000 that the SRC signed just today. They're about submitting to the dean of students to hit the accounts to get these people off the system. By Monday, we can be able to know the real figure from the already in 6,000 so that we can have a conversation again. Because now you need to interview the students and ask them, after paying all these for the needy students, there may be various students who may not genuinely have the money to pay. Interrogate and ask why they cannot pay and see how we can be able to safeguard their interests. That's what the SRC is looking at. The first priority is students who are needy. Second priority is to make sure that now if you pay, you get back to the system. Third is to make sure that students who don't have their monies or who in one way may be affected even after all these plans, we still need to look at this situation.
The university was making hello, Freeman.
Yeah, so please find out from him, because the university has raised issues, made allegations that students are using their monies for Uber, for betting, for bakery and stuff like that. How does he dispute this or how does he defend his people?
Yes, that was a point I was coming to. That yesterday I spoke to the investor relations officer, Dr. Daniel Bekwen, and he said that some students have been using their monies to buy cars that they are using for Uber and other things. And he stressed on betting as one of the things. What's the reaction of this? Do you think that's something that is happening? Can you confirm that or you can actually say something about it?
We put out a letter out there for students who are needy to come right to the SRC to look at. I'm speaking on data of those students who wrote to the SRC. That's particularly
per the information you have. Do you have that? Yesterday I spoke to one gentleman. He told me that he used part of his school fees to venture into a business. So he paid just 60% and 40% he uses it to engage in a business venture. And the URA is saying that some are also using it for betting and other things. Have you heard of these comments, and what's your reaction?
We have very few, just like the my brother who came out sincerely to confess that he uses money and through the many interviews that we have out of the 2,380, we have someone who sincerely comes to say, oh, we use our monies for this and that, and we want the SRC to help us. Please forgive us. Don't tell our parents, just like he said. But there are very few of them. As I speak to you at the moment, I'm speaking about 2,380. We are getting close to 3,000 students who are part of these situations. So you can't speak of one person or two people coming out to say this, to have the whole conversation diluted, because there are people out there who would want to help these students. And because of this information going out, they cannot help them. So let's drive the concern and attention to the fact that there are people who have genuine concern and we need to look at it.
All right, Edward.
Okay, but David.
Yes.
The postgraduate students are also very much concerned about this. And if we can just talk to the postgraduate students, because they pay a lot.
Edward, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but we'll have to come to you at another time to have this conversation. We really need to go now. So thank you very much for speaking to us, Edward. We really appreciate your time and the updates from campus. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. And Duke, so this is basically...
Yes, just 1 minute. Just quick wrap up comment. We have a problem with nuances in this country. We can't say that all 6,000 students use their money for betting. I think that is a wrong, that's a hasty generalization that we shouldn't accept. 2, how much is undergrad school fees? It's not even up to some 4,000. Can 4,000 Ghana cedis buy a car for Uber? No.
But it can start work and pay.
Well, yes, but the point I'm making is that when issues like this arise, let's take our time to get into the fine details. Let's nuance, let's take out the issues. There are people who genuinely cannot afford the fees.
All right.
Let's see the safety nets that we can build around. And I'm very happy the SRC is doing this, ensuring that all the hefty dues and sponsorship money they are collecting for all weeks and the rest, they are putting some to they are using part of it to the rescue of students. Great job by the SRC president and his team. But I'm told KNUST takes some people are saying full fees 100% before the semester starts. I'm now hearing 60% or 70%. Please, we beg KNUST going forward, at least as is done at Legon, 50%. Then the following semester you pay the rest. As for those who have decided to use their money to bet and those who invest their school fees in treasury bills, 3 months and they go and some of them even put their money in Ponzi schemes and the rest. Who are you deceiving? This is your education. This is your future. If you will not attend the school, tell your parents.
And start business.
And start business.
Thank you very much, Duke. We appreciate your time this morning.